Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today here at MadWorldTarot Thursday afternoon. And I have the Wandering Star Tarot on the tarot table for this one because we have two wandering, not really stars, falling stars, and they are wandering from Montecito to Malibu. Allegedly, we've heard this before. The Malibu story has gone around and around and around, but now the Daily Mail has actual proof. They have printed a photo of the plot in question on their website. It's a big swamp. It's overlooking the beach. It's right on the beach with the highway going past, straight past the front door. And it's an 18 million deal that they've been looking at. They went and looked at it last weekend, according to the Daily Mail. The site itself is worth $8 million, and there are plans for a house, a very futuristic house, very different to Mudslide Mansion. And the house is a 10 million build, I assume, and so far on the swamp is nothing but a swimming pool. Swimming pool has been built, has been filled with water, and is ready to swim in. Who, I want to know, does that? Builds a swimming pool before they build the house. I can't get my head around that. But anyway, perhaps some foolish person did that and it led to an acrimonious dispute, a divorce, and that's why the site is for sale. It's very close to the Kardashians, according to the Daily Mail. It's also very close to Hollywood. It's so much closer than Montecito. Horrendous traffic by all accounts. Much busier, much noisier, but it's close to the action. It might be close to the Malibu Man. We haven't found the winner of the Malibu Man contest yet. We've had a look in the previous reading, but now we're going to have a look at this mansion. We want to know what is going on, why, and whose idea. I think we can answer those questions, but we're going to ask the tarot why and whose idea. We're going to ask what's wrong with Mudslide Mansion. We've heard about the stench, the mudslide potential, the insurance risk, but there were of course those palms entwined, and it was going to be their forever home. They have moved, I've lost track, about 8 times now in their very short marriage. They just don't seem able to settle in a place and call it home, make it a home. Interesting. So what's wrong with Mudslide Mansion? Is it a money issue? We'll ask that question. What's the lure of this Malibu spot, or any Malibu spot? Is it also a money question? We'll ask that again. And then our outcome, we're going to have 3 outcomes. We're going to ask if they are going to move, if they are going to be happy. Ooh, cards went flying off the tarot table when I said that. Are they finally going to find their forever home and be happy there? And then, just in case it's really not the forever home for both of them, who is going to end up living there? Them together, or one of them, meaning her? That's the reading. I now have to climb under the tarot table. And I'm back with an interesting trio of cards that went flying off. We got the Hermit, him. We got the Devil, her. And we got the Two of Swords, which is a decision. And I could say, that's the reading, and thank you very much. And we're done. But we'll carry on with the reading. I just need to shuffle these cards back in. And as I'm doing it, let's remind you, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all speculation. I read energy here, archetypal energy, because we are dealing still with the royal family, even though we are moving now from Montecito to Malibu, getting further and further away, really, from royalty, closer and closer to Hollywood royalty. And let's see. There is a disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what the Wandering Star Tarot have to tell us about this exciting moment in the parkour universe. Has-been is about to show up at the Royal Child Awards this evening. He's in London. But I'm sure we'll have things to say about that tomorrow. Meanwhile, here we are in Malibu. Have I done the right thing? Yes, I have. I've got my cheat sheet next to me. Strange looking spread, but anyway, hopefully it will answer some questions. We got the High Priestess which is our underlying energy, which is mysteries and secrets and things that we're not supposed to know about, but the Daily Mail has told us. Some things going on that is more than just what the story told us, the newspaper story told us. And it's quite an interesting Kardashian kind of a vibe coming off that. If you ignore secrets, dreams, wisdom, inner voice, spirit world. But wanting to be closer to the center of power, perhaps. That mysterious center of power that has turned a very inauspicious start with a videotape. Get past the censorship here on YouTube. We all know the videotape with Kim that started the whole adventure and has made them so much money. Interesting. We want to get closer to the high priestess, excuse me. That's how I'm reading that card. That is my opinion. The story that we're dealing with. We are dealing with the Page of Swords. Here, a strategic maneuver. This Page of Swords is all about strategy, plans. It researches, it studies, it reads things, it makes its plans and strategies. It's preparing for battle, our Page of Swords, really. And so that's what we have. We have, and it's interesting how much darker that Page of Swords is than the High Priestess. Very interesting. And we have seen a sudden darkening of our topic, our subject lady at the Beyonce concert. Very interesting. Anyway, never mind. We're not reading about that now. We're reading about Malibu and the mansion and the swimming pool in the middle of it all. That looks like in a heavy rain, it could just come loose and swoop down the hill and across the highway and onto the beach. And I'm sure there's quite a lot of erosion going on that beach, but never mind. From one disaster to another. We're going to ask why, just generally why. We got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Not happy. Not happy, Knight of Cups. Some sort of wooing that has gone wrong and might need to be closer to the wooing to do better. With that Knight of Cups, it's interesting, it's a lady knight on the horse. Needing to schmooze more. The schmoozing not working in Montecito. We saw them turn up at that sushi bar and be ignored by some very A-plus list celebrities recently. Maybe it's easier to get close to the celebrities in Malibu. And who is behind this move? Who is behind this news? Ace of Pentacles. Well, it's neither of them. It's a money problem. Ace of Pentacles, all about money. So we've got two whys and no who, because they are both kind of in the same mess financially. Harry was caught sitting next to that Andrew Hilling somebody or other, the big business wheeler and dealer. We've seen him around before. We've heard about him, the guy who puts huge deals together for celebrities. And Harry was sitting with him at the football over the weekend. So they're very intent on advancing their finances. Their finances seem to be in some trouble at the moment. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's about the money. They need to be closer to the action. They need those deals to start working. And I'm sure that Mudslide Mansion is a money pit. But let's see. What is wrong with Mudslide Mansion in general, that they can leave that home that was going to be their forever home? Five of Swords. Fighting. Conflict. Lots of fighting. We have upheaval, conflict, loss as the key words in this tarot. Loss, interesting, because it's not a keyword I would normally associate. They mean loss in the sense of defeat rather than financial loss. So that's what that loss means. But conflict and defeat. They have fought like cat and dog there at Mudslide Mansion, I would imagine, from that card. That's reading the energy of the card, of course. And it's now an unhappy home. And there is much speculation that one or perhaps both of them have actually left and live separately in other places. A lot of rumor and speculation about that. So tell us about the money situation with Mudslide Mansion. Is it a disaster? Have they thrown all their money into it, or they're going to make a huge profit selling it? We got the Magician didn't manifest. It's the Magician in reverse. They tried to manifest something out of it. Power, action, skill. That's making stuff happen with the magic wand, but didn't happen. So they thought perhaps that they would flip it and make a quick buck out of it. It hasn't worked. I think they might actually be involved in quite a big loss selling that place. A lot of people say they don't own it, or they've got some kind of rental agreement with the owner that they live there and they pay a bit. I don't know. Who knows? I've read on it. It's a mystery. It's one of those secrets that the High Priestess is covering up, that we're trying to get to the bottom of. Tell us about the new place in Malibu. What's the lure? We've already seen schmoozing, needing to network. Oh, the Creator. It's a no. It's an extra card in this tarot deck, the Creator. It's a no if you're asking a yes-no kind of question. But the Creator is a bit magician-like. It's being at the center of things, that you are getting to the source of power. It's about being drained energetically. Basically, that's why the no. But it's getting closer to the source of power. As I speculated with this High Priestess, this weird extra major arcana has now confirmed for me needing to get to the heart of things, to be closer to that lady. Very interesting that that's the road they've decided to go down to make their money that they haven't made so far in Montecito. Tell us about money and Malibu, this house with the swimming pool that they're going to have to build. If they looked at that plot and thought it's wonderful, and yes, we love that futuristic sort of Teletubby house, and we'd love to live in it, and we're going to spend 10 million building, and everybody knows that if they tell you it's going to cost 10 million, well, that's going to be 20 million at least. Where is this money going to come from? Tell us about money and Malibu. How's that going to go? 7 of Swords. Is there theft, dishonesty? It says it's the cheat card. It's deception. Ooh, I'm not accusing them of being dishonest. But there's some idea of a sleight of hand. There's something going on. Again, because we have the High Priestess, and I have been talking in this reading about the mystery surrounding the financing of Mudslide Mansion. Did Charles pay for it? Did he give the deposit? Someone else holds it in a trust. Who is the person who's the beneficiary of the trust? Who put the money down to buy it? All of that stuff. What is going on? Who lives there? We don't know. Same kind of vibe as something might be fudging things. Bit of a tax dodge maybe. Something going on, something a bit crooked. That's my opinion. It could be clever accounting. In the sense of crooked, I'm not accusing them of stealing things or things like that, not at all. I'm accusing them of some perhaps creative accounting, or stacking, companies on top of each other. So it's quite hard to find who the beneficial owner is of the company for tax purposes, that kind of thing. They got lots of lawyers and accountants and tax people and business managers and things all over the place, including Delaware. So let's move on to the outcome. And the outcome first card is, are they going to move? Are they on their way? King of Swords. That's a decisive energy. It's a cool, calculated, it says ambition and power, and I can't read the influence. Oh, want to be an influencer. Well, yes. So, yes, I would say yes, moving. It's a strategic move. Again, we've had the Page of Swords at the beginning of this reading. We've now scaled up to the King of Swords. Got to get close to the action. Got to be decisive. This is a shrewd move, a wise move. They've probably been advised to do this by lawyers, accountants, people like that. That it makes more sense. You can just have your private helicopter and off you go if you need to get to LA for some reason. Don't have to worry about the traffic. But King of Swords is a yes. This is a cool, calculated maneuver. It's not, oh, we love Malibu so much and all the rest of it. No, this is scheming. Are they going to be happy there? Does it matter? Does that sort of question enter their mind? Ooh, the Tower in reverse. The Tower is a divorce card, just saying. So Mudslide Mansion, I think, has burnt to the ground metaphorically, because that tower looks very much like Mudslide Mansion, doesn't it? That sort of stucco, Italian look with the ivy growing and the trees. There are the trees that we've seen so often in photoshopped by Nissan Harriman photos. Leaving that behind, it turned out to be not what we thought it was going to be. Perhaps the plumbing, perhaps the stench, perhaps the ancient burial grounds, the cursed ancient burial grounds, all the people stomping through, going on hikes, or whatever, fighting, Five of Swords, not happy. So they're leaving somewhere that has become very unhappy for them. This isn't really making financial sense. They're losing money hand over fist with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is more about going away because very unhappy where they currently are. Couldn't get worse with the Tower. And so they're trying to recover from that. And as I say, also divorce. So trying to recover from a separation. So who is going to end up living in the new place? We can't call it Mudslide Mansion. We'll have to find a new one with the pool. But who's going to end up living there? If anyone. Got the Seven of Wands in reverse. Somebody, it's a she who's showing up in the Seven of Wands, but she who is in the upright is challenge and courage because it's a defensive, you're fighting back against everyone. But in reverse, a very vulnerable, overwhelmed, sort of losing heart when you've got the Seven of Wands in reverse and it's her on her own. But close to her new bestie, well, her mum's new bestie, maybe. So interesting. This is not a happy move. Not at all. Not at all. And it may not make any financial sense either. And there's something fishy going on. We know that because of our High Priestess that is dominating this reading. I keep having to look at her. But this to me is so interesting. This Tower. There is a whole story going on. Release, destruction, enlightenment, it says. Interesting times. That's your reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.